Alright folks, we're back here at the Strife Championship Series with Game 2 between Ascent Gaming and New Team. Ascent Gaming took Game 1 in a pretty convincing fashion. And we're already well into the picks and bans. Nikolai Bastion being removed. Ascent Gaming picking up the bow and the rook. On the other side, Claudessa, Hera, Ray for New Team. So we're not seeing the Jinshi ace just yet.
Indeed. So, Nikolai Bastion, the first ban's out. Claudessa, the first pick from New Team, which gives me high hopes for their success this game in a comeback victory. Hera and Ray alongside that provide a nice, solid front line for a good, damaging mage in the back, so that's a good start. Vermilion, Lady Tinder picked up by AG.
Yeah, so that's a really strong pushing lane. Lady Tinder Vermilion. We've seen that do a lot of work before. That means it'll be Tompus back in the bottom lane. On his rook, Zeevil Bone in the top lane on the Vermilion Tinder. Likely to see SMD on the bow, although I'm not sure just yet. We'll have to see whether or not they pick up something that's a little more in OJC's wheelhouse. On the other side, the Claudessa, Hera, Ray. Hera likely to be the bottom pick, Ray in the middle lane. I think Claudessa will be top, and they'll go with something a little better for the lockdown, although Bastion and Nikolai have been removed, so we'll have to see what they decide to go with to follow up with Ray. Likely to be Curry Boy on that Ray again, or yeah, should be, maybe it'll be Nuja. I can't tell anymore. These guys swap around heroes a lot.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things, but we will see. I'm looking forward to the next picks out of New Team, now that they see Vermilion Lady Tinder on the board. That is, if you are joining us late, once again, this is the Strife Championship Series, brought to you by Surreal Productions and GameVox, voice done right. Be sure to check out also our Open League that's done on Sundays. Would you like to tell everyone a little bit about that while we wait on this?
Yeah, so the Open League is for all teams who aren't in the Strife Championship Series. So if you're not in the top 8, you are able to join the Open League. You play in tournaments over the remainder of the season, so we're already into the second one coming up this Sunday. Top 4 teams will receive points, and the top 4 teams will get a shot at making it into next season's Strife Championship Series. So that's how you get towards the money. Definitely a good shot if you're looking to get into the competitive Strife scene, and if you're one of the teams that didn't make it in the first time around. We had a huge qualifier. We had about 30-something teams over the course of 2 weekends, so hopefully to see a lot of them there, and if you're new to the scene, it's definitely a good place to start.
Absolutely. I could solo Claudessa in the Open League all by myself, one-man team. That'd be okay.
Just 1v5 with Claudessa, it'll work.
Yes, it will definitely work, unless they ban Claudessa, and then I'm in trouble. So we should be seeing these picks here soon. It would be nice to see what they're going to match up with Claudessa, Hera, and Ray. Once again, we're looking forward to the captain mode in Strife. It's available now, except it doesn't have support for spectators yet. So once they get that all in, we'll be able to move to a much smoother system of doing picks and bans that will have a timer and be along the lines of helpful things. But right now, we're just waiting on New Team to choose their poison. Speaking of poison, Blazer and Hail are now chosen by New Team, so that's going to round out their composition a lot. They've got a lot of dive capability now between Claudessa, Hera, and Hail, and plenty of ranged poke from Ray and Blazer to make any siege a dangerous situation.
Yeah, so likely to see Hera bottom lane, Hail, Ray in the mid, Blazer, Claudessa top. Fairly standard lanes across all of those. On the other side, now that we know Hail has been picked up for the initiation, I think we're likely to see a Malady pickup for OJC, or for SMD would be a likely choice. OJC on the bow, Malady would be good. They could run Carter, but I'm not sure that they run that as often. And we could still possibly see a Jinshi as one of the main sources of magic damage. I'm not entirely sure.
Jinxie has been a popular pick, but it's Caprice who comes to the show, the pistol-wielding pirate who parlays without her pistol because she only uses it in her ultimate, so for several levels you just stand there holding a pistol as a vestigial limb. But that works out fine. Caprice coming into the mix is going to add a good bit of 80 damage as well as a solid amount of crowd control. Her anchor is very helpful in most team fights.
That was surprisingly strong alliteration. That was pretty good on the fly. Caprice will give them a lot of assassination potential. Likely to be OGC on that Caprice. So solid roams. It'll be Caprice Bow mid with Vermilion Tinder top, Rook in the bottom lane. Look to see a lot of Caprice plays over walls. Roams out of OJC into the bottom lane to just land that anchor over the wall and then follow up with the Deliverance from Tompus, setting up a lot of their really aggressive early plays. Believe other than that, it's a pretty standard team composition.
And indubitably it is, and we are about to go into the loading delay of the match here, so we will get started in just a little over a minute or so, maybe 2. So I'm excited to see this. Claudessa now switching sides, so I'm really hoping this will go into a third match of the best of 3, as Claudessa makes a big comeback against the team who previously had Claudessa. But I may be overemphasizing the one champion. I'm very excited to see this matchup again. I'm expecting some good reactions out of new team here to adapt to what they had to deal with before. A lot of strong rotations from AG provided them fantastic objective control. And of course that bottom lane dominance we saw from Rook last game, if that can be repeated, it's going to spell doom for new team in this matchup.
Yeah, they'll be under a lot of pressure, considering the fact that that was a really strong performance out of Ascent Gaming. They had full control of all of the lanes, and I think the biggest issue they really ran into was the fact that Tompus more or less soloed the entirety of the, he solo carried them through a lot of the mid game because of him winning bottom lane so heavily. So we'll see whether or not Lowen's Harrower is stronger against Tompus's Rook than his Featherstone was first time around.
Indeed. Should be a fun matchup to watch in any case. So that is going to be Rook bottom against Harrower potentially. What do you think that Claudessa Blazer combo is going to be a thing again for
Yeah, very likely to be their top lane up against the hyper push from the Lady Tinder Vermilion. We've seen Vermilion run middle lane, but that's usually in conjunction with a Vex. And that's usually for Vex's roaming potential. That's one of the other really strong pushes. But Lady Tinder Vermilion is likely to go top. They're going to look to push down their tower before or at level 5, and just continue to force down objectives from there.
Indeed, and we are into the match, waiting on the loading toaster that Claudessa has apparently. So we see that the gold per minute is equal between all the characters still, but we will be seeing item buys here very shortly. So starting the boots from Rook there. Boot Rook. Yes.
Yeah,
anyways.
So that spells... it's actually going to be SMD on the Rook. So what that means is things have changed up a bit. That's going to be an attack speed Rook more than anything else. It's going to be Rook and Lady Tinder, which means you're going to be rushing out his Fervor boots first. Tompus is going to be soloing bot lane on the Vermilion, so likely to see a probably attack speed boots, maybe an early Frost Prism Rush or a Zealous Blade, so you can push down bottom tower and just harass Lowen continuously every time he turns his back on him, because it's basically what you do as Vermilion. You max Deadeye, you get as much range as possible, and you just shoot every time they turn their back to you.
Indeed, maybe a bit of a bushwhack here. Lincoln's checks the bush. Zeevil and OJC are waiting, but don't have enough damage at level 1 to really make anything of up. He's just gonna not be. He's gonna stick around as Curry Boy sets up the mines and continues to set up for this. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Dragon's Reach not quite hitting SND there, but the snare from Bone is successful on Claudessa, but doesn't really accomplish anything from that fight.
Yeah, I mean, in mid lane they tried to stop him from getting the nice burrow bot set up, and they're going to keep trying to body block and keep Zevil from stepping up and getting those. If he is able to, it'll be some damage, and they're going to stay as close to them as possible, because if Zevil decides to get in range, they're going to try and punish him for it.
Indeed, and just trying to start some early pressure in the mid lane. Again, taking more himself as a result because Ray actually has range. But the farming is starting, and these companions are off to conquest, I suppose.
Yep, so gonna be as much aggressive pushing as they can get in middle lane. Curryboy has gone with the Mana Shard, so he's going to be trying to just continuously spam and keep the wave pushed. Against OJC, they want to deny him as much opportunity to roam. If they can keep him under tower, or at least pressured up to the point at which he needs to stay to continuously farm waves, they'll be in a better position because they can't really let him roam and snowball another lane.
Indeed, Bone in a lot of trouble in the top lane. The snare prevents Bibba from really following up on it too much, but Bone is very low for the next fight that comes around. May have to pop a potion in there, but nothing quite following up yet.
Yep, so top lane again is another really heavy push until Rook gets a little further along in his build. Once he has attack speed boots, he'll be in a better position, but there's a lot of kill potential on the side of New Team. Just the double snare combo can let them set up a lot of plays. And again, it comes down to mid lane. If they can keep that lane under control and pushed, there's less likelihood that there's going to be a huge gank coming in. At the same time, though, I don't know what it is, but just bad farm control out of New Team. They're behind in pretty much every lane, even though they have the lanes pushed up and pressured.
Doing a good job of maintaining the gold per minute, AJ, despite the pressure in the top and mid, although obviously bot lane is providing the pressure. No solid engagement points for either of these teams at the moment. Just slowly getting that gold difference going and getting those levels up and waiting for a good opportunity to go. But in the bot lane, Tompus is in a lot of trouble. Lowen's going right in on him and forcing him out. The little wolf chasing him away, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. And that's going to give a little bit more time for him to farm.
Yeah, I mean, that was almost the kill. I mean, if Lowen had gotten that, he would have been in a really great position. But a little bit of action in mid lane doesn't seem to turn into anything, though.
But top, nice escape from the tether with the invulnerability out of SND there, prevented an almost disastrous Dragon's Reach from turning worse. But nothing much happening across the board here yet, as these teams are mostly just taking minions.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have the kill potential. I mean, top lane has kill potential, mid lane has kill potential, on the side of New Team, but SN Gaming isn't going to step out until they feel strong enough, and they're still getting pretty good control in terms of GPM. It's slightly shifted in favor of New Team right now, but if OGC and Zevil make a really nice play,
the tethered top,
that's going to get out of control.
SND is in a lot of trouble. Manages to get out of there after invulnerabilitying the Dragon's Reach, so could be worse. But Ray lands a stun in the mid lane, but he's taking more in return for OJC trying to follow up with the attack on Curryboy, but ends up in a dangerous situation. Lincoln's goes a little too hard though, and is taken down thanks to the tower damage.
Yeah, no, a little bit too deep. Surprised he dived back in there to try and pick up that kill on a not so damagey hail, and that's pretty bad because that's gonna set OGC further ahead. That's gonna get him to the point where he can start roaming and just solo picking kills.
Indeed, and it's bit of an advantage for the mid lane and getting AG back into that fight. But a missed Dragon's Reach in the top lane is going to put an engage in the hands of AG up top. The tether not sufficient to stop it, but the disengage is, as he's forced to actually invulnerability that.
Yeah, it needs to be needs to be careful about how much damage he's willing to take, just because Nuja has his power boots, so that's pretty good damage if Babel lands full combo who also has power boots. That's going to hit a little bit harder than your average Claudessa, so he needs to be careful about how far he's willing to step up. Tinder can get him out of some trouble, but there is a lot of crowd control.
There goes a little bit of poke towards Bone, but it's not enough. The snare lands on Nuja. He's in a lot of trouble. In goes SMD. Nuja just nicely juking out towards the bush. Now SMD is on the hot seat. He's tethered, but the heal comes out, and the ghost as well, pushing him back into the same bush that Nuja just hidden. And that was a nice trade for trade. The snare lands again on Nuja. Now SMD's got the position coming from the side. The Mist Dragon's Reach prevents anything from happening there. Another draw from mid.
Yeah,
and meanwhile, Evil's going deep onto Curry Boy. OJC comes around from the side and he's going, but Lincolns and Curry Boy have enough damage to prevent OJC from getting any significant advantage there from that good initiate from Bo.
Yeah, that was really, really close. They almost had OJC there. He had one more stack of his ultimate up, was able to jump away. But that is proving that they can hold this lane. And again, if they stop OJC from really getting out of control, although he is roaming now, if Lowen gets away from this, it'll be a lot of time wasted for OJC. If he doesn't, that's what he's going to need to make up for not getting huge lane advantage.
Now, notably, the bot lane is going much better for until the gank from OJC comes in. Not quite able to pick up the kill on Lowen, but it does force him out and get some damage. Tompus has been having a lot of trouble against Terror this game, and that's certainly put things into a new light compared to the last game where he got way ahead and bottom lane was solidly in AG's favor. Now it's in new team's favor and they're leading.
Yeah, they've regained a lot of the control they were missing. I think that the fact that OGC, again, he roamed in, didn't get anything. If he spends too much more time down here, and Lowen doesn't die, that's gonna wind up a huge advantage for a new team, and they may be able to rotate somebody up, start making a play in another lane.
Yeah, a lot of time going away as OJC is down here waiting for the initiate on Thompson. He jumps over the wall. Thompson is in trouble, but misses the anchor. Lowen is still in a lot of trouble, though. He's got enough slows on him, and he should go down here. So they do pick up the kill, despite the missed anchor. But that's still putting a lot of pressure onto Zeevil in the mid lane. Lincolns and Curry Boy getting a lot of pressure, and here comes OJC to try and turn this away from the tower.
Yep, that was a good gank there. They really did need that. They waited a lot of time, but engagement in the mid lane.
Nice anchor. He's gonna get the kill on Link. Or is it? Yes, it is. But Zeevil's in a lot of trouble, and Curry Boy may be able to get it. The nice push out of Zeevil, and it doesn't get the kill. And Bo survives to fight another day as AJ picks up 2 more kills in the mid lane and start to turn this around into their favor.
Yeah, that is one nice thing about a lot of the stuns in Strife, because of the movement of the ultimate from Zeevil, it delayed the auto attack animation from Curry Boy, which would have picked up the kill, and that would have been enough to really turn things around. But engagement up in the top lane.
A nice tether makes SMD vulnerable. A nice juke out of the way, and OGC is here to help. Baby's in a lot of trouble. Looks like Claudessa is going to go down. Nuja's going for the kill on SMD, finds it, and gets back to his tower safely. So 1-for-1 up in the top lane with a rotate from Caprice. Again, leaving that mid lane to take damage from this pushing Curry Boy and Lincolns. They're trying their best to get this tower down. Taking a bit of tower damage is a little bit of a risk with OJC coming in here. And are they going to be able to get into the gates here? Bo not going to be able to get it ranged, and the dash from OJC going into Lincoln's not going to result in any sort of catch.
Yeah, they disengaged that pretty much at the last minute they really could, and it actually turns into a rotation for Curry Boy. Maybe they can make a play on the Tompus. It's going to be a little difficult to get on the tower, but he goes in.
Oh, they got the snare. He's caught, but he manages to dash away under his tower and get out of that a little safely, but not before losing almost half his health bar.
Yep, good ultimate from Vermilion. The rocket jump got him out of trouble. It was well placed too to hit Lowen as he was coming in. And that looks like OGC may be rotating into the top. game is still pretty even. Gold lead, only about 1,000 in favor, and actually Deliverance went out, so Ultimate missed or was sent down lane. I don't know. I didn't see where it went.
No, I didn't see it either. But the tether lands onto SMD. SMD's in a lot of trouble. He's trying to get out of there. The snare lands onto Nuja. May be able to keep SMD alive. The ultimate from Beba going down onto Bone, but it may not be enough to miss Dragon's Reach. It forces the invulnerability, though. There goes the tether. Down goes the AD carry, and Bone is in trouble under the tower. Claudessa chasing it down, but Nuja picking up the kill. 2 kills in the top lane for New Team, giving them a nice opportunity push back, and now Lincolns and Curry Boy are rotating up, looking to finish off that tower while the top lane is empty.
Yeah, mid lane got pushed. They actually got that tower down, so all of OJC's roaming resulted in a tower transition for New Team. That's going to be second tower in top, or first tower in top lane going down, and this may turn into a Baldir if they feel confident that they have the health bars and the time. Actually, looks like Nuja wants to back instead of going for that Baldir, so they won't go for the play. They're going to rotate back to mid lane and defend that. They've actually sent Zeevil down to deal with Lowen for the moment, just to keep him pushed up. And they want to get more members here into the mid lane and see if they can bring down a tower.
The AG, Jace, kill me. AG just trying to do their best to take down that tower. But there's not enough. Too much rotate from New Team. But they make it. Curry Boy, the anchor lands. He's taken down so fast. SMG finishes off the kill, but OJC is in trouble trying to get out of there, and in comes Tompus to stop him. Still, Caprice is getting away in the back. SMD in trouble with Nuja, but OJC still chasing down Link. SMD caught in the middle of all of the enemies. Nice escape there using his little deceive to get out and escape quite safely. As it looks like AJ is looking to maybe re-engage, but they're not going to find it. Here comes Harrower, though, in from the bot.
This enemy.
I'm surprised they chased that as heavily as they did. They probably could have turned, or they didn't need both people to chase that, and they would have killed him if somebody had been moving a little bit, hadn't been going as bloodthirsty for the kill. That aside, good defense by Ascent Gaming. They got their party members out of there, and they've actually got Lincolns up here in the top lane for a New Team pushing onto this tower. There's a 4-man rotation, or at least 3. He realizes what's going on and is trying to get out of there. Meanwhile, back in bot lane, we do have the AD carries, and Tompus wants to get aggressive on the Lowen. He needs to be careful as Lowen's picked up that golden protector, so he's starting to tank up a bit.
Indeed. A lot of better rotations coming out from New Team. Now they're picking up Baldir, and they're doing a much more solid job of matching up to the rotations of Ascent Gaming in this match, and it's just looking like a night and day difference from how they played in the last game. It's great to see them get back onto form after that warm-up round. But down goes this bottom tower. A lot of pressure from Nuja and Lowen there. A lot of rotation coming in, though. Tompus may be able to initiate this here. Here comes Evil. He's gone for Nuja. Nuja passes away with the ghost, and he gets Lowen out of there safely, so that helps certainly a lot.
That was a good juke play. It also let them get the Baldir, and what looked like OGC was going to be able to stop them from getting the Baldir single-handedly, that he had just zoned them out by being there and they were too scared. They did manage to go in and pick it up with 2 when they saw the members rotating into the bottom lane, and just, you know, a phenomenal play to not lose anything. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, we may see a little bit of a duel between Lincolns and SMD. Out goes the Deliverance, and that's going to miss.
Indeed, that's going to let Hale get away there. And meanwhile, down bot, there may be a fight here shortly. It looks like Nuja is looking to make something happen. The tether lands on that minion. That minion's going to get ganked so very hard. It's still alive. It's fighting for its life. And they managed to pick up that kill on the minion.
Poor minion. That was unfortunate that Nuja didn't land the tether on the target he wanted. That might have been a nice kill onto Tompus. But for the moment, New Team, they have closed the gold lead. It is virtually nothing, maybe about 100 either way. See whether or not Zeevil can make something happen on Lincoln's, and he's run the wrong way.
Lincoln's with some help, or some anti-help from SMD rather. Zeevil's the one with it, and Lincoln's has a lot of move speed. They might not be able to catch it. There it goes, there's the hook, trying to get in range. The slow from Zeevil may be enough to get Lincoln's, but he's under the tower. He's taking so much damage, he drops his rejuvenation thingy and gives a little bit. Looks like he might be able to get away here.
Bottom lane, there was a kill pickup on Curry, but Lincoln probably could have finished that. Even though the heal totem was there, he was healing faster than Ziva was, but he did manage to live through that, getting through two members out there. That's another tower going down in favor of new team. So they've gotten down every tower. They've got map advantage, a much stronger performance this game. I think a lot of that on the back of Lowen, who did not lose overwhelmingly to SMD, or not to SMD, to Tompus on the Vermilion, because that matchup didn't go as badly as the previous one. That set him up to keep a lot more control over the lane.
They're going for Sindara now. They spotted heading that way. They stopped the Sindara, so that could have prevented a disastrous team fight for them if they were caught in the middle of that. Rook and Lincoln's alone up in the top lane. That's a bit of a tower risk there.
Yeah, it would have been over-aggressive to go for the Sindara. They'll be fine leaving Lincoln's up there for the moment. It's going to be pretty hard for SMD to kill him solo. They're going to need to send someone back, and they are going to send Lowen back into the bottom lane to deal with that. Baldier's actually coming up soon, so it's going to wind up being 4 in the top lane, and if they see the timing on this, or if Lowen is able to bait out OJC, that's going to be instant call. Actually, they're going to look to pick up Baldir even without having vision, and now they have vision, or no, not yet. They almost have vision on OJC, so that'll be a free Baldir for them. We'll see whether or not the dive happens, though.
Yeah, this dive may go through. Here comes Caprice. Is it going to hit anything? There's the anchor. Lowen's a lot of trouble. Oh, and the snare lands too. That is a dead Harrower and a dead tower for sure. That's Baldir to new team though, and only Bo alone up in the top lane to defend against this 3-man push. Rook is on his way though, so if Bo can hold on to it for a while and not get caught, they may be able to save this tower. Looking for the initiate from Zeevil here, and there he goes onto Claudessa, but in the back, Duke in a lot of trouble from SMD. Beautiful deceiving there. A nice Duke out, and down goes Bo for it. That was very nicely done by Nugent.
So that's going to wind up being a kill and a tower for new team to a tower for Ascent Gaming. So they're going to be able to still trade out the tower and walk away with a kill. I'm not sure they want to pick this fight though. There are more members showing up, and they're at about half health to use a number of skills. Dependent on how well they can defend this middle lane push, though. If this tower goes down, it will be advantage for Ascent Gaming overall.
The icon keeps switching between the two teams. Who's got the advantage? They've got a lot of time to work on this tower. 3 from new team are roaming down for this Tompus, and OJC do not have sufficient tankiness to really survive a solid initiate. Here comes Harrower too, but I don't think they're going to get caught out, and they're going to get out of that tower for free.
Yep, so a nice tower pickup for Ascent Gaming. They're going to possibly position in this bush and look to make a play on someone. OGC probably burst someone down to 0 with his full combo, but I don't know if those are really the targets. Lincoln's and Beba, I don't really think he wants to go on them, but he decides he fancies it and goes in.
Nice timed CC break, losing almost no time to the anchor there by Biba on Claudessa, but does take a bit of damage and doesn't really get anything in return for it, but they'll be at full health, plenty of time for the next fight. A lot of AD clumping up in this bush here. Is someone going to face check it? SMD comes out. They know, oh, the Dragon's Reach goes in, and Zeevil's initiating from the side. Lincoln's taken right away from the tower. In a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, in the back, Biba is stuck by the stun from Caprice, but thankfully Ray was there to slow down the attack and get her out of there. But this push coming out, thanks to the Lady Tinder push, is probably going to be able to get this tower. Biba, and Currybug is caught by the snare. In a lot of trouble there. He goes down very quickly to the burst. SMD taking a couple tower shots on the way out. They're getting disengaged, not quite picking up the tower, but those 2 kills are certainly a good prize.
Yeah, picking those up will be useful to them, but they are going to lose maybe some damage onto this generator. And Nuja, seeing what was going on in the mid lane, decided just to stay up here. They've sent Zeevil up to try and deal with him. He'll clear him off. So they did lose 2. They did give up 2 kills, but the tower still has not gone down. And in goes the Eagle.
And SMD down in the sides, quickly followed by OJC. Nice initiate from new team here. They're trying to chase down, but the snare on to Lowen will prevent that. as Tompus and Bone do get out of that fight. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, a bit of a fight between Nuja and Zeevil. Zeevil picking up the kill on Blazer there, and is now going to be able to rotate mid and make this a more even fight in the mid lane. With Zeevil here, they have a lot of potential to actually initiate a fight close to their tower here. The snare is missed from Bone there, and the Dragon's Reach does hit Zeevil and gives Lincoln a bit of a damage there. Oh, the stun from Ray is enough. Zeevil's in a lot of trouble. He knocks him away from the tower. That's out of range of his teammates though, and he goes down very quickly. And another missed Dragon's Reach from Claudessa is going to signal the end of that team fight.
Yeah, good play there to get off the death ray at the right timing from Curry Boy. They backstepped quickly enough to get away from the follow-up damage that was coming in for Tompus, and this could be a Baldir going over to them pretty much for free. There really isn't anybody around from Ascent Gaming to come in and contest it.
Indeed, that gets their gold back more on par. Quick look at the gold graph shows back and forth with a huge spike at one point over to Ascent Gaming, but it's still within just a couple of hundred at any given time for the past several minutes. So this is an intense game.
Attack this enemy.
Yep, likely to see a if new team can land a pick like they're looking to do with Nuja. If that snare comes in. I don't really think SMD is the primary target, though. That's a pretty difficult play to make onto a Rook, and he's stepping forward, looking to make a play somewhere.
He is. He in vulnerability, hide and seeks out of the snare, but Nuja is in trouble. The fake did not suffice. He's getting chased down. He's going to go down there very quickly, and OJC taken out in the background by Lowen down in the bot lane.
Yeah, so a pretty good 1v1 Lowen. He's getting really powerful right now. Has his Crushing Mace, is looking for what I think to be a Frost Prism from those items, not an augmented one, just a normal one. So that'll allow him to do a bit more damage. And meanwhile, up in the top lane, Lincoln's maybe able to get a solo kill here.
Oh, when he gets out... Oh, wait, no, never mind, he didn't. I lied, that was fake. It tricked me. Oh, easy.
Our generator.
But Lincoln's is doing a nice push up against the top generator here. He's got Zeevil and Bone coming in. It could be a dangerous thing for him to do. He's caught a little bit. Zeevil's going for it, and Bone is going back to defend mid along with OJC, who is jumping right in and forcing them away, doing a lot of damage to Claudessa. But Claudessa, of course, is Claudessa, so she is still just walking away from it. Bone not quite able to get in range to land anything. One more anchor may be able to secure it, but OJC cannot get it in time. And Zeevil does get the kill on Lincoln's in the top while that is happening.
Yep, so in the end, one's being a 1-for-1, but Lowen continuing to gain control in this bottom lane is joined by Nuja to push onto this tower. Let's see whether or not SMD thinks he can take a fight between the two of them. That is really aggressive. Does manage to hide and seek away, and he might pick up the kill.
He actually does pick up the kill. Lowen as well is going to go down here thanks to the help from Tompus there, and that's going to give them a solid advantage to rotate for an objective, possibly Syndara here, as they need to first take the pressure off mid lane and then do something with this newfound two-person advantage they have.
Yeah, that was a great play by SMD. The fact that his build is a little unconventional. Right now it's a power Rook, but utility-wise. He's got that Cursed Wand, so I think that may have been the reason he was able to 2v1 and just shut down one of them in that play. They need to be careful, though. If you can 2v1 them while being what, isn't exactly behind it, not being ahead, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Indeed they will. Now, he did have a little bit of help at the end there, but it was certainly mostly Rook in that fight. As we're seeing the Syndara rotation happening now, Zeevil and Tompus toying with it. Maybe they're trying to bait it out, try to show that they're doing it. It is working. Harrower is on the way to investigate, and they may be able to set up an engage here. They're all hiding in that bush, waiting for a good bushwhack. Are they going to catch Harrower? The snare lands! Harrower's in a lot of trouble. He manages to get out of it, avoids the anchor, and the snare goes down onto Zeevil, preventing him from doing anything effective. Very, very nice disengage there from Blue Team.
Meanwhile, on the top lane,
SMD is going deep onto Lincoln. Misses the ultimate, but he's in trouble now. He takes a bit too much damage compared to what he intended. The hide and seek not going to keep him alive. That missed ultimate was doom for him. We just have to see if AG can pick up something off of this mid lane fight. As they are pushing down the tower, waiting for the initiate, there goes a bit of Claudessa damage onto Viva, but it's not going to be enough to really scratch her shield. But There goes the tower down. Possibly initiate now? Nope. Disengage from both teams. Neither team felt confident in engaging after that tower.
Yeah, Zeevil got forced off of that. They did get the revenge kill on the Lincoln, so it seems no matter how many times he solos SMD, someone else shows up and kills him for it, so he's not able to get at, he wins the fight 1v1 but dies because he's too low and someone else shows up to finish the job. Baldir is up, so they may rotate for that. Ascent Gaming hasn't had very good Baldir control over the course of this game. They only have one outer turret still up, that's in the bottom lane, so that may be why new team is getting ready to push the bottom, but we're going to have to see whether or not the Sindara plays start, as both teams have rotated into this bottom half of the map.
To say well-placed Burrowbot scouting Sindara from Ray there, Curry Boy. Harrow's in trouble. He's not quite caught, manages to dash away from the snare, but now Nuja is caught as well. Harrow may be taken down. Yeah, they're going to get Harrower, and now Nuja is in trouble, caught between Zeevil and OGC. If they can find him, there goes the snare out onto OJC, getting him out of that, but Zeevil goes in, the fake is out, but it's not enough. Nuja is going to go down as well, and that's the second kill picked up for Ascent Gaming, as they're setting up for a Sindara fight here. Vermilion's going to be a little late to the fight, but SMB is doing what he can to zone out Biba and Curry Boy so they can get this down. It's going slow though. They've got Ray and Claudessa here. Claudessa uses the Scarred Strap. They're going in. Oh, JC goes down very quickly. Curry Boy in the back. Claudessa, however, doing work in the back lines of AG thanks to the extra damage from Sindara as well. And that's forcing AG out of this fight.
Yeah, no, they had to back away from that. They did send Vermilion up into the top lane to deal with the continuing push coming out from Lincoln's on Harrower on Hale. He went in there to try and backdoor the generator. Now it's going to be aggressive play by new team to try and bring down Sindar. We'll see whether or not they get re-engaged on this. It's really, really low.
This is definitely a beautiful Sindara trade-off. Both teams just vying to finish off that last bit of health. Oh, SMD caught by Nuja's tether and instantly bursted down. This is probably going to give new team the Sindara there and force the disengage here. A little bit of trouble there for Zeevil. He's not going to be able to get the kill and die in return. Blazer picking that up. OJC, Tompus, and Bone managed to disengage in time to get paused upon.
Yeah, so that's going to be well played by new team. They picked up the Sindara. That's going to swing the gold back in their favor by about 2,000. So they've closed the gold gap. Next in that team fight, Curry Boy, he more or less soloed Zeevil, got a little bit of help from Nuja. They picked up 2 kills for that overall. Almost got OJC. He only managed to make it out of there by popping his pounder as well as both stacks of his ultimate to jump away. Tompus got out as well. So likely to be a mid lane push. We'll see whether or not they rotate members into the top half of the map to just sort of finish off that tower. It is at full health. So very, very unlikely. And the generator on top didn't take any damage from Hale's push. So it's going to be more or less an even fight setup, and we're going to see what items they decide to pick up with their new gold.
Now, do you have 1/10 of the lead that AG had last game in favor of new team this time? About 3,000, well, 2,800 or so in favor of new team right now. So that is pretty helpful compared to the last game's 30,000 deficit that they had. And they're just consistently getting these objectives solidly this time and showing much better form this game.
Yeah, and it's a far closer matchup than we saw game 1. Hopefully this pause ends soon and we can see these teams continue to play, but it is a good turnaround for a new team. They, almost got 2-0'd if this game had turned a little bit more against their favor.
Indeed. As this pause continues on, looking around, Claudessa's building nothing really unusual, but oh, we lost one. It was Beba. That's the pause. As it may be a long pause.
Yes, apparently we're looking at about 5-minute pause. So this will take a little while.
Indeed it will. So What do you think the next step for new team from here is?
They have to set up a well-done Sandara push. If they get hard engaged on by Zeeble from the side, that's going to be pretty bad for them. It's been very well for AG whenever they've been pulling the trigger on fights. If it gets to that point, they're going to need to pull something before Krytos actually gets to the generator. They're also going to want to have Bo off in the side brush on the top side of the map to come in from the side and rocket boots in and then try and push someone on their team back into the generator. They could also try and wait high ground and leave the generator open and then just rush in from the high ground and flank them into it as well. That's another possible option. Other than that, they could just try and straight defend using the Tinder ultimate, but that's gonna be down for 25 seconds. That'll be up by the time Krytos starts pushing. So their best job is to play strong defense and take out Curry Boy quickly. Take out Curry before Lincoln's ults. Because once Lincoln ults, Curry Boy gets a free line of sight to whatever target he's looking to snipe with the Death Ray.
Indubitably. Now, for those of you who may have joined us late during this pause, we may as well reintroduce ourselves. This is the Strife Championship Series, Week 2, Day 2. Crimson Blade, or sorry, that's the old title. This is Ascent Gaming against New Team. New Team currently in the bottom half of the map, the green trunks against the orange trunks of Ascent Gaming currently. My name is Philbuster Fox, casting today with The Source, and we are from Surreal Productions, bringing you the Strife Championship Series, sponsored by GameVox. Voice done right.
Yep.
Also, be sure to check out our Open League, which takes place on Sundays. Any teams not in the SCS can join, so if you've got a team want to play competitively and try to qualify in the future for SCS, you can play in the Open League, and it's a little less formal than the SCS, but still highly competitive and a great way for new teams to develop.
Exactly. Also, if you guys are interested in some SCS swag, make sure to check out our shirts. We do have the SCS shirts and sweatshirts with the logo on them to help support Surreal Production so we can make more great events for you guys. And I think that they're $10, correct, Fox?
I honestly have no clue.
Admins in chat, correct me on the cost of the shirts. Make sure to go check those out on our Teespring if you guys are interested. Yes, it's $15 for a shirt. I was wrong.
Okay, $15 for the shirt. Excellent. And then, yeah, they're actually pretty cool looking. I'm probably going to order one at some point, but get around to it. The pause is very long.
Well, we knew it'd be 5 minutes from start. So when did he say that it was going to be 5 minutes? There's no timers in chat. No timers in chat.
It was helpful. That was the thing. So we don't know. So it should be soon here. So, chat is 3 minutes behind us. So I would interact with chat, and they should be getting up to the pause here, if not already there. Hello, chat. Welcome to the pause. Although, obviously, you will be hearing this when you've already been in the pause for several minutes, so it doesn't really work that way.
The wonders of spectator delay. So, we've got a little bit of time. We can look at some of the items. Lincoln's Mystic Dagger, Everwinter Charm, pretty standard for a Hail. His next item, though, could be a Crushing Mace. Could just be more damage. I want to say it's going to be a Crushing Mace, that in all likelihood, to be able to get through some of the tank line. Claudessa, Golden Protector, Everwinter Charm, pretty standard. Looking to build a Stone Skin, likely out of that Power and Health. Plus Power Boots. A lot of Power Boots on this team. 3 of them, actually. Curry Boy on the Ray has gone with the Shadow Cloak, so looking to be more of an Assassin Ray with his Rocket Boots. And he's got pretty good magic penetration since he's picked up that Grimoire. On the other side, there's not a lot of MR, to be honest, so that's probably why he hits like a truck and why he seems to be their strong, one of their key members. His kills aren't too out of control, but he's done a pretty good job of staying even and laying in consistent damage. And then Lowen, kind of the hero for the team this time, he was able to turn things around pretty significantly.
Indeed. Over on the other side, Bo starting out with, let's see, Throwing Axe, Windrush, Everwinter Charm, and he's got that Power Relic looking maybe to go with, there are a few things he could build out of that. A little hard to judge. At this point, it seems a little late to start on the Inferno brand. But that might be it.
Definitely not an Inferno brand. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a power conduit. He's just gonna get power, health, and mana, and just, get an all-around useful item. I believe most of his items have been built out of power to begin with. He's full power bow. That is full power bow. So he hits pretty hard, but he's not as tanky as other bows. Generally why he's died a fair number of times. Does have a lot of kills though, because power bow hits like a truck. But he isn't really tanking up for his team, and I think that's kind of why New Team has been able to turn things around a bit.
Indeed, and the Rook starting with the Thundercaller and Cursed Wand, also with the Stone Skin and that Power Relic, so he's starting to build up his damage now after a little more of a utility start. Obviously, those are built mostly out of power, but they're interesting utility items he started with.
Yeah, the Thundercaller Cursed Wand is a little odd. It lets him push waves, and it gives him an odd amount of engagement potential. I mean, Cursed Wand is normally something we see on some assassins. It's more of a malady item. But it does reduce their armor and magic resist, and it slows them. So it lets them set up plays a little bit better. That Power Relic is most likely going to be a Wound Splitter for his double damage. Looking at Tompus, pretty straightforward. Zealous Blade, Crushing Mace, Frost Prism lets him chase pretty much all day long, which is useful for Vermilion because of the range increase. We see OJC going full burst with the Mystic Dagger Pyro Staff combination, so trying to blow up targets more or less instantly.
And Caprice, Tinder, let's see. A lot of power on Tinder as well, and building into those items. A lot of power across the board, really.
Yeah, getting utility items full power. At least Spirit Warrior is mostly mana. But yeah, full power on the Windrush, and a lot of power on the Rune Scepter. So reducing cooldowns once again. A lot of Bindweed wants to be able to push towers with the Nature Fury. They have not done a good job of that though. They have not gotten Tinder around as many towers as you would have thought. Top lane perfectly fine. They've only taken 1 tower in mid lane, 2 in the bottom, compared to a much stronger amount of tower control coming out of New Team. And we do see the reconnect from Beba, so hopefully this pods ends soon.
Huzzah! But Beba does of course have a bit slow of a loading, so that toaster may have some issues. But if they win this, they can buy Beba a new computer.
They could buy Beba a new computer. I don't know if the team is that altruistic. Oh dear God, please no.
No. Still reconnecting. Okay. He's ganking that bush. That bush never sees it coming. It's that bush. Alright, well, hopefully it'll be very, very brief here. Should almost be in. We're about to get going as AD is almost to the tower. Harrower is dramatically posing like a monster, jumping from a bush. Rah! As he's moving into attack. But
well, they're likely to make a push. I want to say they're going to keep pushing this lane. They've got 20 seconds, so they could possibly get this generator really, really low, hold out the play, maybe rotate top and get that pushing as well. Beba, they're not going for the minions yet, so until Nuja turns back and decides he's going to start clearing waves, they're probably just looking to zone for the moment and get some out of combat regen to get everybody back up. Ray has got to back. I don't know why Curry Boy is running forward. And yep, there we go. We see them transition to possibly put some damage down onto this outer tower if they get a tank coming in. Beba is here, and now Lone has rotated in, so they're going to try and bring down this tower while they wait for the ball, or wait for Krytos to set up.
Indeed, they're going to get it fairly easily, giving them even more of a gold lead and objective advantage. A little bit of farm coming out from Tompus here as he waits for this upcoming inevitable team fight. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, though, the minions are doing some work. Sorry, the brawlers going to town on that tower. That it's just the name of completely slipped my mind. Help me out here.
Generator.
Generator, thank you. And there's the engage. Lincoln goes right and gets cut, but so does SMB. Both of them dying very quickly to their opposing teams. Nujo looking to come in and make a play here. Kratos looking to stop the generator. Here comes the fight. The snare misses everyone, but Zeeble comes in from the side. Down goes the Planta Polka thingy from Bonak. But they do manage to pick up a double kill on OJC. The ult doing great work in stopping Kratos' push, and that really turns things back into the favor of Ascent Gaming right now. And they're going to try to rotate bottom for that generator.
Yeah, great play there by Zeeble. He got off a phenomenal ultimate. Did manage to use those rocket boots to flank in from the side. So a great play there. Now they're going to see the 4 members pretty soon, and actually here comes Teleport. Teleport boots bought for SMD. They want to get down this generator as quickly as possible. Hale is up. Blazer and Hale are backing immediately to try and join with him, but he's going to be in some trouble. It's likely to use his ultimate to just keep them busy. There goes the ultimate from Lincoln. We'll see how long he survives.
And he manages to get out of there a little, but they get the generator. They're backing out, and Tompus is a little slow in the backing out, staying to kill Lincoln's. But it looks like it's going to pay off for them. They may be able to turn this fight around. OJC caught by the stun from Curry Boy. Curry Boy just dying instead of being able to pick that up. Unfortunately, not able to hold on there as AG successfully rotates out of that fight.
Good turnaround for Ascent Gaming. They were able to play that fight pretty much perfectly. The minions are now pushing in the top lanes. They got a tower, they got a generator, and they picked up 2 kills for that. So until new team can regroup, which will take them a little while, they're unlikely to be able to get this generator. The waves are going to push out. They got a Baldir, but not really worth the generator, and they probably should have been rotating back to deal with that sooner.
Yeah, indeed. They've got a good push going top lane as well with these minions. Looks like Claudessa is going to come in to stop that easily, but just looking for the next rotation out of Ascent Gaming here to see what they're going to go for. Blazer kind of in the middle of them, spotting them out, still stealth, but if that stealth fails at the wrong time when Tompus sees it, but the clone successfully delays him slightly, but not enough to save Nuja, and that is a devastating advantage in favor of Ascent Gaming right now.
Yeah, Nu just should have pulled the trigger the moment he realized he was seen. If he had instantly gone in, he might have been able to burst through Tompus' damage. In the end, he would have died anyway, so mid-tower likely to go down here. Ascent Gaming should be able to push onto the generator now. They may decide to wait it out and just push safely, get as much advantage as they can, and oh man, Lincoln's just waiting in this bush.
There's the initiate, a beautiful Dragon's Reach, enables the kills, triple kill. There, Lincoln's getting 1, Curry Boy getting 2. Now Tompus is having to get out of there, the only survivor from Ascent Gaming. A beautiful initiate between Lincoln's and Claudessa. Babe going in there with a beautiful hit and just excellent follow-up from all of the new team.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Good positioning with the Dragon's Reach. It went right into the stun and the ultimate out of Hale, and that's going to result in this generator going down. They can just face tank through this, and there's 20 seconds. They may go for the game. They are kind of tanky. They do have some health. They're going to have to bring down Tompus. Actually, no, they don't think they can do it. Didn't have the health bars to try and make a play that aggressive.
That was a big risk to go for it, but it looks like they're going to rotate around. Maybe if Baldir is up. Spectator Client does not inform me. Oh, there it goes. Be nice if those timers worked, but they don't.
They're always ready. That's what's up. They're always ready.
Baldir is already ready again. He is ready for action. Action, 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 Baldir. Now, stores near you.
That, I don't know if anybody would buy that, but new team has...
Baldir.
Action Baldier. New team had closed the gold lead. They're now up by about 6,000. Again, pretty negligible at this point in the game. Large items being picked up by pretty much everybody. So if they can regain control, not lose another generator, the Sindara fight coming up in about 20 seconds is going to be the real big decider as to who's going to control this game. If one team wins the fight overwhelmingly, that'll be the end.
Not terribly much left to the Sindara timer. Okay, a little bit. Not sure how to read that yet. Used to just having the numbers.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Maybe, what, 30 seconds per
tick? Maybe?
I expected one more tick there. She's up. And now, is Scent Gaming going to be able to rotate, or are they going to let it happen and try to push down that generator and maybe the game?
Looking to possibly force the generator to play. They're strong enough that a generator will go down no matter what happens. They've actually managed to force new team to rotate back, and we'll see whether or not they can make an engagement happen.
Risky start to it though. Lincoln's hit by the snare though. It's going to slow it down, but Tomp is caught by the leash from Laser. Lincoln's going right in, trying to finish off anybody they can find. A bit of a disastrous fight so far. SMD getting out of there very nicely. OJC in trouble, and Curry Boy goes down in the back. OJC gets fall to Lowen, and now Nuja falling to Zevil, doing work with that power bow. Bone in a lot of trouble there as Lowen is going for it, but Bone goes down as Zevil alone against Harrower. Meanwhile, Biba's going on to SMD. Maybe he'll get a Claudessa, not quite getting the kill yet, but it's got an opportunity. One good Dragon's Reach, although the hide and seek will probably stop it. Harrower managed to pick up the kill on Bo up the top, and it looks like SMD is getting out of there safely.
Great play there by new team. They were able to defend that. They didn't lose maybe a little bit of damage onto the generator, and now Lowen with a lot of attack speed, a lot of damage, and pretty good health steal. He's actually at a full build right now. He'll probably sell that hatchet soon, but he's got a lot of defensive stats there as well as attack speed and damage. They may be able to take the Sindara on their own.
Rook's around, but I don't think he can stop him. Yeah, looks like Sindara is going to go down. It's AD going to have to deal with another Kratos push. But they did very well last time it happened, being able to engage the fight on their terms. It pretty much forced the new team to engage the fight to continue the push, and that allowed AG to take advantage of it. So last time it was a little counterproductive, but we'll see how they do it this time.
Well, they do have Hail down there pushing. They're looking to zone around the Baldier pit. If they can keep them busy for a while, that may result in them being able to get Kratos to push. But they're going to have to send members up to stop the top push if that's where Ascent Gaming decides to go. If they decide they're just going to leave Kratos to slow push a lane, if Ascent Gaming does that, that means new team is going to have to join up with them if they don't stop Kratos. Actually, no, they're going to send it top lane.
Indeed they are. A good position. SMD ready to bait this fight in. Aren't going to know everyone's in the bush. Here's goes the engage. The ultimate hitting Biba and the engage onto low, and they've had too much trouble. And SMD having a lot of trouble in the back. Dived up on. Stevel's going to go down. Thomas is low. Looks like Biba might go down as well. Lincoln's as well, taking so much damage. They didn't manage to kill Harrower, and Harrower is just destroying them from the back. Ray misses the stun. The snare goes on to Lewin from Tinder, but that's just going to be a disengage for Bone and OGC. 3-on-2, and Kratos is still pushing. They're going to have to be and try to defend this at the generator, but they've got 30 seconds before anyone else is up to help them.
Yeah, this generator is likely to go down. They have Lowen, who's an absolute powerhouse right now. He does a lot of damage very, very fast. Curry Boy sneaking around, has stealthed himself up. Maybe he'll be able to make a pick onto Bone, which looks like that's what he's going to do.
And Bone is down very quickly, Curry Boy. May go down as well. OGC not quite able to finish it. There's Kratos hitting down that generator. This could be disastrous. Only a few seconds before everyone else is up. OJC needs to stay alive. And he does.
So he'll get out of there, but that winds up being a free kill pickup for Curry Boy. Baldier was never taken during any of that, so that's going to be another Baldier going over to the side of New Team. They've regained control. They've pushed the gold lead up to about 15,000. So after this, maybe 16,000 or so, they've got 2 generators down. They've got a lot of control of this game. They don't have to worry about top lane. They can really just focus on defending mid and pushing bottom.
Now, either team is able to make some backdoor happen if they should so choose. But so far, it's just been disastrous to try to fight something out not on your terms. And looks like, once again, AJ fought on their terms last time with that bushwhack and still didn't manage to do it. Harrower is doing so much damage through all of them and just not dying. Here comes SMD looking for initiate on himself from Lowen. It looks like SMD might be able to get out of there. It's so much trouble Link is in, but oh, Nuja so very low, but OJC caught out and down 2 for 2. Claudessa picks up the double kill, finishing off Bone as well. And that's just going to be Tompus getting out of there for a 4v2 trade there. And this may be the end, my friend.
Well, they've got about 40 seconds. They're going to try and bring down the generator, so if the Crux has no defenses at all, Tompus gets caught.
Indeed, he does. Generator's going to go down quickly, but there are no defenders for the Crux. They're waiting on one of those mini waves to show up so they don't have to tank it, I guess, but there's not much point. They're bringing the mini wave with them.
Yep, they bring down the generator, Crux gets disabled, and that's going to be game 2 going over to New Team. So we're going to see a best of 3 today, which we haven't seen that often in the series. A lot of the matches have been a 2-0.
A very solid game out of New Team there. I'm telling you, I called it at the beginning when they took Claudessa, but really it was Harrower who was the solid MVP. Didn't fall behind early when Harrower normally does in lane and ends up winning his lane, and then just all of the team fights after that just cannot be killed and goes in and does way too much damage. Harrower was the big problem, and we may see HT try to react to that in the next game, either by picking Harrower or banning Harrower or something along those lines.
Alright, well, we'll be back with Game 2 momentarily, guys. It's gone 1-1 in this series between Ascent Gaming and New Team. We'll see who takes it in the end. This is the Strife Championship Series. I'm the Source. Joining me is Filibuster Fox. It's brought to you by Surreal Productions and GameVox. Voice done right. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes.